Salve omnes, welcome to this video lesson on chapter 17, capitulum septimum decimum. Numeri difficiles, difficult numbers. In pictura, in the picture, we see puer, boy, discipulus, student, nomine sextus, et magister in pictura est, and a teacher. In ludo purri, numeros et litteras discunt. In school, the boys learn numbers and letters. Now just to remind us, ludus, the word that means school here, can also mean game or sport. Not just a coincidence, the Romans thought of school as something you do in free time if you have the privilege. Magister purros numeros et litteras docet. The teacher, magister, teaches, docet, boys, numbers, and letters. Magister purros multas res docere potest. The teacher is able to teach, potest docere, the boys many things, multas res. Nam is multas res scit, for he knows many things. Quas purri nesciunt, which the boys do not know. Now notice that scit, knows, is related to nesciunt. Nesciunt is the plural, do not know. You basically just put the ne prefix on to negate the sciunt, which would mean they know. Magister est vir doctus. The teacher is a educated man. Purri ad huc indocti sunt. The boys are still or are yet uneducated. They haven't learned very much yet. Qui Paulum aut nihil discere potest, stultus esse dicitur. The one who is able to learn, potest discere, a little bit, Paulum, or nothing, aut nihil, is said to be stupid, stultus. Okay, so stultus is a word for stupid here in Latin. Okay, qui discere non vult, the one who does not want to learn, atque in ludo dormit, and in sleeping in school, piger esse dicitur, is said to be lazy, piger. Discipulus qui nec stultus nec piger est, sed prudens atque industrius, multas res a magistro discere potest. The student who is neither stupid, stultus, nor lazy, piger, but is wise, prudens, and hardworking, industrius, is able to learn many things from the teacher. Magister Diodoros recitare desenet. The teacher, Diodorus, stops reciting or reading out loud. Et purros aspicit, and he looks at the boys. Qui tacite stant ante suam quisque selam, who stand quiet in front, each of them in front of his own chair. So the quisque is the each, and then ante suam selam, in front of his own chair. Nemo eorum, no one of them, dormit, is asleep. Magister discipulum quimque considere iubet. The teacher orders each student to sit down. So quisque is the nominative of that word for each, and quimque here is the accusative. Essentially, you just take the quis and the quim and you add a que on the end. Quis normally means who, but if you add the que on the end, it turns it into each or every one. And then quim would normally mean whom. It's the accusative of quis. But again, put the que on the end, and now it means each or every as an accusative. All right, the teacher orders each student to sit down. Primum sextum, first Sextus, dentitum, then Titus, postremo Marcum, at last Marcus. Magister, the teacher says, Nunc tempus est numeros discere. Now it is time to learn numbers. Primum dic numeros a decim usque ad centum. First say the numbers a decim from 10, usque ad centum, all the way to 100. Quisque puer manum tollit, each boy raises his hand. Primum sextus, tum Titus, postremo Marcus. First Sextus, then Titus, last Marcus. Magister Titum interrogat. Teacher asks Titus. Titus says, decim, undecim, duodecim, tridecim, quattrodecim, quindecim, seidecim, septendecim, duodecimvigenti, undecimvigenti, unus, vigenti duo. Hic magister eum interpellat. Here the teacher interrupts him. Got up to 21, right? Necesse non est omnes numeros dicere. It's not necessary to say all the numbers. A vigenti dic decimum quinque numerum tantum. Tite. From 20, a vigenti, say each 10th number only. Okay, so he only wants him to count by tens. So basically 20, 30, 40. So Titus says, vigenti, trigenta, quadragenta, quinquagenta, sexagenta, septuagenta, octogenta, nonagenta, cantum. So, vigenti 20, notice it ends with the G-I-N-T and a long I. And then when you get to all the other TY words in English, 30, 40, 50, you get genta with a long A. So trigenta, quadragenta, so on. All right, the teacher says, Bene numeros, Tite, you count well, Titus. Iam tu, sexte, dic numeros ad centum ad mille. Now you, Sextus, say the numbers from 100, centum, to 1,000, mille. Sextus says, Longum est tot numeros dicere. It's long to say so many numbers. And the teacher replies, At satis est decim numeros dicere. It is centesimum quimque. But it is enough to say 10 numbers. That is, it est. It est, by the way, is where we get the abbreviation IE, which is translated that is. It's from id, meaning that, and est, meaning is. So that is each centesimum quimque, each 100th one. So now he wants him to count by hundreds. And Sextus does so. Centum, ducenti, tricenti, quadragenti, quingenti, sescenti, septungenti, octungenti, nongenti, mille. So, notice centum is 100, and so from that we make the other 100 words, canties or gainties. So all of these words for hundreds either end with C-E-N-T, long I, and that long I is a nominative masculine. You can do other genders as well, as you'll see in the margin. Or instead of canty, you get gainty, G-E-N-T-I. And the gainty, that spelling change from the C to the G, happens when there's an N right in front of that in the word. So quadrangainty, quingainty, septangainty, octangainty, nongainty, all of those you notice in front of the gainty you have an N, and that's why it's changed from canty. All right, the teacher says, Quot sunt trigenta et decim. How many are 30 and 10? This is basically how you say what is 30 plus 10 in Latin. So it's an addition problem. Omnes purissimo respondent. All the boys together respond. Nemo eorum manum tollit. No one of them raises his hand. Titus et Sextus uno ore dicunt. Titus and Sextus say with one mouth, in other words, at the same time. Quadragenta, 40. Marcus vero dicit, but Marcus says, quinquagenta, 50. Quod Marcus dicit rectum non est. What Marcus says is not correct. Responsum Titi et Sexti rectum est. The response of Titus and Sextus is correct. Ii recte respondent. They respond correctly. Responsum Marci, the response of Marcus, est pravum, is wrong. Is prave respondet. He responds incorrectly or wrongly. Well, that ends our first section of chapter 17. Hope you learned a few things, maybe some new numbers and so on. Valete omnes.